Welcome, one and everyone, to this week's episode of Scotch and Smoke Rings, episode 350. I am your neighborhood-friendly Oxhorn, here as always with my suspenders set to maximum stun. We've got a great show for you today, primarily because I'm cigared up. It's raining cigars! Ladies and gentlemen, thank you to Cigar Ox for being so kind, so generous. Somebody commented on Facebook that Cigar Ox has become like the official cigar supplier for Oxhorn and Scotch and Smoke Rings, and that's pretty accurate. You know, I tend not to spend a lot of money on cigars. I'll go every now and then if I'm completely out and get some, but Cigar Ox is always sure that this show is fully supplied with a compliment of the world's most exquisite cigars. I've already enjoyed a few since I got the shipment in. It's time to enjoy one again. Trevor Green 98 says, "Whoa, you scared me. I was listening to dubstep and then you popped up." That's hilarious. I suppose I did have a rather dramatic entrance into the show today. If you had my show open up in a new tab and you were doing something else, yeah. Sorry. Zelthran says, "Ox, do you mind if you check Skype? I need to tell you something important." Yes. Actually, no, I don't mind. So, yes, I will open up Skype. Cigar Ox says, "Thanks, and now for some unfortunate news." Uh-oh. Hopefully the unfortunate news is like, not the cigar well has run dry. No, that would be the end of life as we know it. Alright, hold on, I have to get... Windows, you are so annoying. Windows has logged me out of Skype, so I've got to dig through my document of passwords. I don't have the same password for every single service, ladies and gentlemen. I have a unique one, as every responsible person should have. But this does mean that every time I log into something new, I've got to dig through all my passwords and turn off encryptions and all this sort of nonsense. Alright, I'll get to it in a minute. Cigar X says, "Correct plus!" Oh, well, it was a fun ride while it lasted. Cigar Ox, you are a gentleman and a scholar. Even if this is the last batch ever, I am still forever in your debt. Thank you so much. Good sir. Greg Hartung says, "Has your facial hair met another untimely demise?" Does this make me less of an Oxhorn, ladies and gentlemen? I did. I trimmed it. I had to trim it. Well, I guess I didn't have to trim it. My beautiful wife said, "Hey, honey, I'm going to clean you up a little bit." And she sent me to get a haircut. She told me to trim my beard. She got me some hipster glasses, you know, so... the things we do. Here's my philosophy on marriage relationships. You want to know? My... Greg Hartung says he was referring to Cigar Ox. Oh, well, I did trim my beard, so hopefully it's not that noticeable. It's still fairly there. But here's my philosophy on happy and healthy marriage relationships. The way I appear, I need to please my wife. That's the thing, right? I want her to wake up and take a look at me and go, "Oh, wow, that guy, man, he's attractive." And if that means trimming my beard a little bit and putting on some hipster glasses, well, there are worse things, right? There are worse things. And you know what? It goes both ways. I like it when her hair is long. Sometimes she wears it all up piled on top of her head, and that's okay, but I like it when she wears it nice and long or down on her neck. And she says that it's hot when she wears her hair that way, but you know what? She does it because she knows that I like it. It's that considerate little thing that she does. She just alters her appearance a little bit because she loves me. And so I alter my appearance a little bit because I love her. So that is the compromise. Compromise is healthy in any relationship. Cigar Ox says, "In case of bad Wi-Fi, this may be the last chat for a few years because I'm going to be training school. Oh, I'm going to training school and then truck driving on the roads of America. Wow. I have known many truck drivers in my day, Cigar Ox. When I was in the Boy Scouts, almost all of my friends in the Boy Scouts were from truck driver families, and many of them grew up to become truck drivers. It's a profession I never wanted for myself because it's a hard life. It pays well, so I know why it's seductive, but it's a hard life. You're on the road. I don't know, but you know what? More love to you there, Cigar Ox. I hope it works out for you, and I hope it makes you happy, and I hope you're rolling in the dough. And the nice thing about a life as a truck driver, you can smoke all the cigars you want in your truck, and no one can say a thing about it. How many people can smoke cigars on the job, right? Very few. So there you go. One additional perk, ladies and gentlemen. X Metal Earth says, "Howdy, Oxhorn. How are you doing tonight?" I'm doing very well. Pleasure to have you on the show today. Imagine Justin says, "I just came back from walking the dogs. Good to see everyone. But Oxhorn, I had thought I missed your show. It started at 11 my time. What had happened ahead of time?" X Metal Earth says, "Oxhorn, did you trim your beard?" Okay, so yeah, I'm glad I said what I said earlier. Zalthrian says, "Check your Skype messages." All right, hold on. Oh man. And I've got like 15 contact requests from scantily clad ladies on Skype. Oh, they must be legitimate Oxhorn fans, right? No. I hate that. It's so annoying. Okay, Zalthrian says, "This message will self-destruct in 10 seconds. He says, "Hey Ox, I just wanted to tell you that yesterday was Badger's birthday, so don't forget to congratulate him. He is officially a proper gentleman now." Fancy Badger or the Bancy Fadge or whatever nomiker you prefer. Happy birthday to you, and thanks again for Skyrim. He supplied the show with Skyrim, ladies and gentlemen. Happy birthday to Bancy Fadger, Fancy Badger. How old are you? Does that mean you're like 18 now? It's okay. You don't have to tell me your age. I know that some people are sensitive about their ages. You don't have to tell me. But the entire program says, "Happy birthday to you, Fancy Badger." It's so good to have you as part of the Scotch and Smoke Rings community. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be a great show today. Eternal887 says, "I'm terribly sorry, Sir Oxhorn. I've been unable to mail you the fine Canadian whiskey yet due to a sick baby girl." Look, you've got your priorities straight. A sick baby girl is the priority. Take care of your sick baby girl. You know, my family is going through the sickness as well. I don't know if it's a spring thing or what, but I just got back from Alaska. That's right, I don't know if I told you. Did I tell you last week that I was going to Alaska? I went to Alaska over the weekend to visit some family. It was such a great trip. I hadn't been in 7 years, and before that I hadn't been in like 15 years, so I rarely get up there. I went last weekend, and it was so great to go to Alaska, see the beautiful landscapes, and see some of my family members that I haven't seen in a very long time. The people that are playing this music, by the way. So half of my family lives in Alaska. This band is called the Dixie River Rats. It's a family band. My papa plays the trumpet on it, my aunt played, and my uncle plays the drums. And they recorded all of this music, and then they sent me a copy, and they gave me permission to use it on the program. So I went to meet them, and they're like, "Are you still using the music on your program?" And I'm like, "Yes, we play it every day," and people ask for the MP3s, so it's a good show. But the thing is, my son caught something on the plane. When we landed in Alaska, my son started to have this little itchy cough, and the next day it was a full-blown runny nose and all that. Then my poor little girl caught it. And then when we landed back here on Monday, my wife caught it. I'm the only one. I tend to be the last person to catch anything if I catch it at all. I don't know if it's just good genes or if I'm, the set bonus makes me immune to sickness or something. Oh, look, it's Big Brother. Bye. But, I don't feel sick, so hopefully I don't get sick. But anyway, yeah, it's no fun having a sick little girl, so take care of your little girl. That's important. The Fancy Badger says, "Thanks, Ox. I turned 18 this year, so I may smoke a cigar with you on the show someday." Well, that would be fantastic. You're always welcome, of course. Speaking of cigars, we got to toast up a new one, so let's see. Should I use the Hammer and Sickle? Should I use the guy in the Derby? There's a guy in a Derby on that one. Let's see what this... Ooh, this is a purple one with Julius Caesar on the cover. Ooh, this is a box-pressed one. Aging Room Quattro. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. We're going with the box-pressed. Cigar says, will he get sick on the air? Stay tuned. Ulfer17 says, or it's just dumb luck that you don't get sick. That's probably true. Alright, Aging Room. Check that out. Let's see if I can get closer there. The light, the reflections, you can't really read the text. It's got the nice wrapper on the end. Look at that. It's a good Churchill-sized cigar, and it's square, meaning that it's box-pressed. I'm excited about this one, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to use our V-Cut cigar cutter right across the horizontal portion of the box cut to give us maximum smoke output. The nice thing about the V-Cut is it doesn't make the leaves flake away. It's just that one little glued-on cap, which is easily removable, and then we remove that band. Ooh, that one's glued on there tight. Yep. And we're good to go. Just toast it. Toast the foot there. Toast, toast, toast it up. Making a nice big thing of toast. Then you gotta butter that toast. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Butter the toast. You put peanut butter on the toast. Yeah, that's right. Put peanut butter on the toast. Then chocolate sprinkles. Butter and peanut butter and then chocolate sprinkles on the toast. A fine stogie. Gotta make sure that it burns evenly, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit there, touch up. I feel like I'm pruning a bush. Zalthrion says, oh, by the way, Oxhorn, I forgot to mention you should opt into the Overwatch beta since there will be a stress test on the weekend, and tomorrow they'll be choosing a bunch of accounts to join the stress test. That way you can try out the game before it's out and tell us your opinions. Oh, man, would I love to? Would I love to? That's the question. Maybe I wouldn't love to. But I would love to. But you know what? I don't have the time. I play Fallout 4, a little bit of Fallout 4 every now and then, but 99.99 infinity% of my time is spent working and taking care of the kiddos. And that's where I must focus my energies. I would love to be able to take on multiple games, but I really only have time for one game in my free time. So, tell you what, you should join the beta, you should join the stress test, and then you should report back to us here at Scotch and Smoke Rings about your opinion on it. X Metal Earth says, I've had a cold twice this month alone. It went away for a few weeks and then it came back. Never in my life have I caught a cold twice. Yeah, that's strange. Typically, your immune system is still hopped up after defeating the first cold. So it takes, at least 3 or 4 months before you can get another one. But that's why what we do is when the family catches colds, we let it kind of run its course. And then when the family is starting to get over it, we launder all of the sheets, all of the clothing, we scrub down all the surfaces, all of the utensils, all of the pacifiers, make sure that they're all scrubbed, so that nobody re-catches the cold. That's what we do here. I'm really pleased with this cigar. This is just the right feel and length for me. Into the DK says, how's your week going, my friend? It's going really well. I'm pleased to be home as much as I enjoyed my trip. Travel just takes a toll on you. And I feel weird saying that because I love travel. I love travel. But it's way more fun traveling when you're by yourself than when you're tugging along a toddler and an infant. As much as it is fun being with them, it's hard to travel with them, especially when you're holding them on your lap for an extended plane ride and then they have... I gotta tell you, we landed in Seattle on Monday after spending a weekend in Alaska, And my son is sitting in the seat next to me. When they turn 2 years old, you have to buy a plane ticket for your son, of course. So I bought a plane ticket for my son. He's got his own seat. He's sitting between his mama and me. He turns to me as we're descending, as the plane is coming down, and he goes, "Dada, poo-poo." And I'm like, oh no. Oh no. But I didn't smell anything, and I didn't see anything, and I took a look at the diaper, and it wasn't full, so I'm like, maybe we can squeeze through this thing. Maybe we can get through it. So the plane is descending, and then Jody turns to me, my wife, and she goes, "What is that smell?" She has this superhuman sense of smell. It's like she can smell. When I light a cigar, I'll get a text, and she'll say, "Are you smoking?" I'm like, "Gosh, how can you tell these things?" She has a superhuman sense of smell. And she goes, "Whew, something smells like an outhouse." And I said, "Well, do you think it's any of the kids? Do you think they went number 2? And she goes, No, it's none of them. I can recognize their poop smells. But this smells like something else." And she goes, "I bet it's the bathroom." Because the airplane bathroom was towards the back. And, the plane is continuing to descend. We feel the wheels come out. And then she goes, "Bleh." And I'm like, "Jody, are you okay?" And she goes like, "Whew, that's the outhouse. The bathroom smell is just horrible. That's just... Am I the only one that smells this?" And she's looking around and no one else is saying anything. And she's like, "I feel like I'm being assaulted by the bathroom on this plane." And I'm like, "Jody, you just have this super sensitive sense of smell. Somebody probably broke wind and you're just, exaggerating or something." But no, 2 or 3 minutes later, she's like, "Oh, that is just horrible. I can't stand it anymore." And I said, "Well, maybe you should check your son." I won't get into the details, but she checked his diaper, and of course, it was a poo-splosion. It was not only all up in his diaper, but it had oozed out onto the seat, and up his back, and onto his coat. Oh, it was horrible. And the plane is landing, and my wife is freaking out, and she says, "This is my worst nightmare." She's freaking out, and we get the wipies, and we're trying to clean it up, and we wiping down his coat and his shirt, and we try to clean up a little bit, and we're putting it in plastic bags, and we're tying it. The entire time she's going, "Blah, blah, blah." So we finally get it all cleaned up, and the plane lands, and she wraps another coat around him to try and cover the smell, and then we see something on the chair still, and I said, "Oh, you missed a spot." And she goes, "Oh, no." So she starts trying to scrub on it, and it's not coming up. And she goes, "Wait a minute." And she kind of scratches it and says, "Oh, that's chocolate." It was a piece of dried chocolate. She got that off anyway, so Alaska Airlines, we cleaned your seat for you. You should say thank you. So, oh my gosh. We cleaned it up, and we get off the plane, and she races ahead, takes him to the bathroom, spends like 20 minutes cleaning the poor boy up. She comes out, and her face is pale. She looks like she has just, endured the most horrific thing. And that was our flight experience. So, moral of the story, travel with children is just an amazing experience. Greg Hartung says, "When does it come to this? Excrement stories?" Did I lower the class factor here? Look, when you have kids, these things become funny. All you can do is laugh, because things like this happen. They just happen, and they happen so often that it becomes a part of your life, and it doesn't make you squeamish anymore, and you're just like, you have to laugh. You can't do anything else. But of course, for those of you without children, I'm sure you're just nauseated right now, especially if you were eating, so sorry about that. Enjoy your brownie. Speaking of eating, Scotch. Glen Moraine. I'm super excited about this. I got it at a discount, and it is a fine bottle of Scotch. So let us pour us a little dollop. Zalthrion says, "I'll skip dinner now." Yeah, a little more. Oh yeah, that's an ounce. Yeah, that's an ounce. Elizabeth says, "Oh, I love it. This is so funny. I love stories like this. I have some crazy ones. You know what? The mommies in the room today are probably nodding, going, yes, Oxhorn, we've been there. Oh, my poor wife. She has to deal with the brunt of it now." Madman Max says, "And this is why I will never have kids." Look, it's worth it. You deal with poop every now and then they grow up and they can deal with their own poop, and then you don't have to deal with it ever again. I will tell you, though, that it mortifies my wife. There's an Azteca that we will never visit again because of this exact issue. It was burrito. No, all right, I'm not getting into it. Azteca is a Mexican restaurant. Local burritos and... Whew. Trevor Green says, "Hey Oxhorn, are you willing to try this sugar-free and healthy energy drink called G Fuel? It's really good." Energy drink? Do I need energy? I use coffee for energy. Of course, coffee dehydrates you, but then energy drinks are filled with sugar. I don't know. Never been fun on energy drinks. Good cigar. Thank you, Cigar Rocks. All right, let's move to fan art. Do we have any fan art? No fan art. There are a few stories, but no fan art. All right, let's move to recorded messages, ladies and gentlemen. Zalzrin says, "Ox, doing some Skyrim tonight." Not tonight. I haven't logged in since the last time we played together, and I wouldn't know where to go. Like, and I should probably go do a quest, but I when I'm playing the game, I don't have time to smoke the cigar. And I gotta finish the cigar. I just lit it. So I probably won't be doing Skyrim tonight. Who knows? Maybe later on we'll talk about Hearthstone or something like that. Mr. Tumnus says, just as I was getting into tonight's show, duty calls. Good night. I hope to return before the end of the show. That's alright. Duty calls. Do your duty, good sir. It was a pleasure to have you on the program. Alright, Madge and Justin, you're on the program. What's on your mind, good sir?
Hello, Oxhorn. Maj and Justin is here. I'm very sorry for if I sound like this. I have a sickness, but I don't know what it is. But I have a question.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry if you can't understand if I'm.
I can hear you. Go for it.
Be able to hear this or hear what I'm saying.
I can hear you.
But what would you wear a really fancy suit for maybe the anniversary coming up in the coming up months?
Would I wear a fancy suit during the Scotch and Smoke Rings anniversary coming up in the next few months? Do I have any fancy suits? I mean, I have a black suit. I don't have anything particularly fancy. The most fancy thing I have is I do have these suit jackets, but the problem is they have vertical stripes, which look weird on camera. I don't know if you've noticed it, but whenever I've worn a vertical striped shirt, you see this sort of wavy illusion that kind of makes people sick. So I don't know. Maybe I will. I'll have to keep it back top of mind. Cigarak says, refresh fan art. Alright, I will after we go through our spoken messages. Next up on the program is Andy the DK. What's on your mind, good sir?
Greetings, Sir Oxhorn. It is I, Andy the DK. How are you doing this fine Thursday evening, my friend? I hope you are doing well. I myself am outside right now recording this message, smoking a cigar, nice San Cristobal in my hand. Greetings to everyone in the chat. I hope everyone is having a wonderful week. And it is time once again, my friend, for another classy question of the week. And Ox, my question for you this week is, I have a question about classy attire. Now, one must not wear a suit all day, all hours of the day, and that's just not practical for being classy all day. So my question to you is, at least for you, what do you do on certain days? When you wake up in the morning, what is a classy attire to wear? For midday, if you have an interview or something like that, what is classy attire to wear for certain occasions? And at night, when you just want to lounge around, what is classy attire? I know there are numerous occasions and times of the day, but I want to know what is good to wear on certain types and certain occasions. Thanks, Ox, for answering the question, and I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend. As always, Andy the DK here, reminding you all to stay just a little bit classy. Thanks, Ox, and we'll see you next week.
Well, you're right, good sir. As classy as suits are, they're not appropriate for all moments of your life. And this is something I've had to learn the hard way in the past, and this is something that you learn when you join a business environment. Suits are great for very specific business roles, and outside of them, then they really only become useful at fancy dinner parties, weddings, and so on and so forth. Suits are not as generally accepted in society as they used to be. In fact, there's a lot of negative stigma that comes with people wearing suits, as if they think that they're so good that they're dressing up. It really just depends upon your profession. Like, bankers can still get away with wearing suits. Certain car salesmen can get away with wearing suits. Depending, suit salesmen can wear suits, of course. So it just depends upon the profession. But less classical professions, especially in technology and in the startup world, it's kind of faux pas to wear a suit. They make you think that by wearing a suit that you're overdressing. Overdressing, yeah, that's the word I'm trying to go for. You're overdressing for the profession. So when it comes to just everyday life, the appropriate classy way to dress is a clean pair of dark jeans or like Carhartts, mixed weave pants, and a button-up collared shirt. Just a button-up collared shirt. Now, I'm being unclassy by wearing a short-sleeve shirt. This is all I had available, but today. But typically, you would want to wear a long-sleeved button-up collared shirt without a tie, and then you would roll your sleeves up. If you wanted to wear, if it was a nice hot day, you would roll the sleeves up instead of having a short-sleeved shirt. Whenever possible, you would always keep your shirt tucked in, especially if it's the kind of shirt that's meant to be tucked in, as almost all dress shirts are. One of the great mistakes that men do when they're trying to dress casual for work is they'll wear a dress shirt, but then they wear it untucked. And the problem with that is dress shirts come with a little bit of a tail flap that flaps over your butt. And the reason for this is so that your shirt stays tucked in even when you're reaching up, so it still gives the illusion of being tucked in. Now, shirts that are meant to be untucked have a straight hem. They don't have a little loop at the back and at the front. So just take a look at the shirt you have, and if it has a straight hem at the bottom, then it's meant to be untucked. And if it kind of goes like that at the back and the front, then it's meant to stay tucked in. As for the rest of the day, men don't change outfits throughout the day. It's not something that they're constantly doing. So you should really change into something when you dress for work or school or college or whatever, and stay in those clothes until you change activities. Like if you start exercising, then of course change into exercise outfits. If you do a sport, then change into your sport outfit. But if all you're doing is coming home, then just stay in your regular clothes until it's time for bed. Now, if you are going to bed, good old pajamas are a great classy thing. It's not unclassy to wear a nice traditional set of pajamas, unless of course they've got snow cones and reindeer all over it or something crazy like that. You also want to avoid really soft, fuzzy, warm pajamas. Instead, you'd want something like a straight cloth or a square cloth or flannel. Those will be good pajamas that you can wear. Or if you really want to get a little bit fancy, get a smoking jacket. A nice smoking jacket will be good for a pajama-like situation, especially if you have a lounge and you smoke a cigar at night and drink a little scotch while watching TV or reading a book before going to bed. Then you've got a nice smoking jacket that you can wear. And those, it's okay to have a fancy smoking jacket. Traditionally, smoking jackets were meant to be a little fancier. They were meant for like billiard rooms and so on and so forth. So pajamas and a smoking jacket, maybe even a robe. Those are good lounge-like clothing that you can wear at night or in the evenings. Necro. I'm just gonna call you Necro. How about that? Necro says, "Hey man, how you doing this evening?" I'm doing very well, good sir. Pleasure to have you on the program today. Andy the DK says, "Awesome info as always. Thank you. You are indeed welcome." Clarkadile says, "Do you not play Hearthstone anymore?" I haven't played for quite some time, but I may play today. Let me actually get Blizzard up and running in case I have to download some sort of... I bet you I have to download something. Oh man, I'm getting all of these requests on Skype. This is why I don't have Skype open all the time, because I get all these stupid requests from people. Alright, next up is people I don't know, not fans, of course. Next up is Madman Max. You're on the program. What's on your mind, good sir?
Greetings, Oxhorn. It is I, Madman Max here once again. Today's question is, have you tried any whiskies that aren't English, American, Irish, Scottish, or any typical places for whiskies? I got myself a very nice bottle of a certain type of Japanese whiskey. I can't remember the name at the moment, but it is on the Facebook page. What I'm after knowing is, have you tried any? Or, if so, do you remember the names? And what would you review them as? Have a lovely evening and enjoy your lovely Scotch, Oxhorn.
Thank you, good sir. Great question. I'm Canadian whiskeys, of course, I've tried, which are very good. But I have not tried a lot of Japanese whiskeys. I'm familiar with Japanese whiskeys. They make fine whiskeys. They're famous for their whiskeys. But I haven't tried any Japanese whiskeys. I can't think of any that come to mind. Maybe I've had some at a party or something, but I've never tried some. So, I will cede to your judgment. If you've tried some that you really enjoy, you should let me know. Okay, World of Warcraft is trying to install an update. Heroes of the Storm is trying to install an update. Overwatch is trying to wait, no. Overwatch? Oh, I don't have Overwatch. Hearthstone is trying to install an update. And I'm going to give it priority over all other updates. Okay, so I'm going to leave Hearthstone updating in the background for a little bit. Hopefully it won't be too long. And if it downloads in time, then we can go ahead and play that today. Metal Earth says Canadian whiskey is said to be the most delicate whiskey in the world. Is it really? I've tried Canadian whiskeys and they're fine. I like them. I wouldn't say they're better than Scotches, but they're pretty good. Zalthrin says, "Are you sure you don't have Overwatch? You might be in the closed beta." I'll check again. It's downloading some sort of crazy update. It just asked me to restart my Battle.net, so I'm going to restart it and see what happens. Who knows? Maybe they gave me beta access. I doubt it. It's been a long time since I've been in touch with the Blizzard folks. They used to give me BlizzCon tickets all the time, and I haven't asked for one recently, so I don't know if they would give me one again. Oh, it says pre-sales available. PC, PS4, Xbox One. So I do not have the beta for Overwatch. Hearthstone is downloading, and it looks like it's going quickly. So there's that. The Bancy Badger says, "I sent you a bit of a donation, my friend, if it may entice you to play some more Cardstone." Well, thank you, good sir. I look forward to checking that out. Trevor Green says Blizzard was attacked last night because of the Blizzard Squad. Really? Alright, let me refresh my Scotch and Smoke Rings Facebook stream. There we go. We've got a few. Alright, hold on a second. Let me share my screen. Oh, this new setup I have is confusing. Center screen. Nope, that's not it. Right screen. Nope, left screen. No. Here, I'll do this. Brian says, smoking this for the show, and take a look at this fine cigar. Whoa! Lunatic! Look at that cigar. That looks delicious. Thank you, good sir. Gulbreath is talking about his recent Grease musical. And I think that's it. All of this I covered last week. Yep, I covered all of that last week, so that's it for the fan art. But thank you for that, Cigar Ox. Cigar Ox says, that's me. I know that's you. I know who you are. Imagine Justin says, I'm wondering if there's something missing. Where's the classiest novel that I have been reading, The Tale of Clorin Hastings? It's around here somewhere, but it's burnt to a crisp. Because it was in my car when it caught fire. And I can't see it. I don't know where it's at. It's probably on my bookshelf somewhere. Hearthstone is downloading an update, and it says it's got 1.6 gigabytes left to download, so we will see. Robin2258 is in the chat today. Hello, Robin. Pleasure to have you on the program. Zalthron says, Oxhorn, have you seen the Doctor Strange teaser trailer? It seems like the kind of movie you would enjoy. Maybe. And I have seen it. I typically like Benedict Cumberbatch. In this movie, I believe he has an American accent, which is weird. It's weird hearing Benedict Cumberbatch with an American accent. And I have to admit, I'm getting tired of superhero movies. Not that I think there's anything unclassy about them or anything like that. It's just, there are so many superhero movies. It's just getting tiring. But, that said, the preview looked interesting. I don't know the story behind Doctor Strange, so I didn't get many of the references. It was good to see Tilda Swinton, is that how you pronounce her name, in there? Yeah, it's one of those things where I have to wait to see. Cigarak says, question of the month, have you seen Star Wars 7 yet? Yes, I have! I saw it on the plane. So on the flight to Alaska, the kids were asleep. They walked by with some Windows Surface tablets with movies on them, and I got one, and I watched the new Star Wars movie. When my wife saw me watching it, even though she expressed no interest in Star Wars, she wanted to watch it, so I split my headphones, I gave her one, I had one. So we watched it with me holding the iPad up and listening out of one earbud, so I'm sure I missed some things, but I think I caught most of it, and I enjoyed it. It was very familiar, I guess is the way I would describe it. The plot of the movie seemed like I've seen it before, like maybe with the first Star Wars. It was very similar in some ways. And I'm not going to go into details because I don't want to spoil anything, but the starting locations, the color palettes, the story arcs, all seemed very familiar to me. And I can understand why they did that. Familiar is safe. They want to make a movie that people are going to go to and spend money on. But then again, it is Star Wars, so they don't have to really worry about that. But It was alright. I'm glad I watched it. Cigarrock says, let's talk. The Empire could have saved enough money by switching to Geico and getting a better Death Star. That's true. I hope the first 2 Death Stars were insured. Zalthran says, Dr. Stephen Strange is like a type of guardian that keeps the dimensions safe from interdimensional threats or so. Ulfer17 says, thoughts on the new protagonists? I like the new protagonists immensely. I wish their characters would have been fleshed out a little bit more. I feel like it went too quickly. One thing I really enjoyed about the original Star Wars is they didn't get into the battles and explosions and space fights until later, like way into the movie, towards the middle and end. Whereas with this movie, it starts and it's, gunfights and tearing things up. And what I feel is missed is they didn't take the time necessary to really become attached to the new protagonists, so that I didn't really feel like I knew them by the end of the movie. That said, I still really enjoyed them. I enjoyed Finn immensely. I think Finn was my favorite new character, because I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't seen it, so I can't talk too much about it, but I really liked Finn. I like where he came from. I thought that was interesting. Although, I'm a little confused because... Well, I don't want to spoil things, because... does it break lore? Does it break Star Wars lore? Because I thought something else happened in that universe. But anyway, and then the new girl... What's her name? Rey. She was great! Man, she just knocked things about, and... she was great. I mean, I don't really have much more to say on that. I can't without spoiling things. So, yes, I do like the new protagonists. Greg Hartung says, since you like Cumberbatch, you should know that he'll be voicing the Grinch in the upcoming animated feature. They're doing a new Grinch movie. I know the last one they did was Jim Carrey, right? Well, cool. Jonath says, greetings, Oxhorn. I was wondering if you have any job interview tips for someone who hasn't done it in a while. Job interview tips. All right. Well, all of the recent job interviews I've done have always been virtual. They've always been via Skype or via webcam. So, that's just how job interviews are going to these days, especially in startups. So, I don't know. When it comes to actually showing up and going into a building and talking to a person face-to-face for an interview, it's been a very long time since I've done anything like that. The only thing I can say is that they really respond well to self-confidence and not feeling nervous, just feeling comfortable with talking about your achievements. And that's something that you want to be free to do. And there's a fine line. You don't want to be so nervous and humble that you don't talk about yourself, or that you talk in a deprecating way about what you've achieved, because these people are going to try to find the best person for their role, and if you don't even feel like you've done an amazing job with your past activities, or if you feel like you're coming in at a lower position than what you're trying to interview for, then they won't hire you. But if you come across as snobby or sort of full of yourself and haughty, then they also won't hire you, because they want to be able to work with you, and they want to work with somebody who's fun and who's a professional. So it's a fine line to balance. You do want to talk about yourself, you want to talk about your achievements, but do so in a kind of warm and glowing way. Like, talk about the great personal fulfillment that you got from achieving this goal, right? Or talk about how it was great to work in a team environment. That's another thing. They don't like lone wolves. They very rarely will hire a lone wolf unless it's in a startup culture and they've only got 15 employees and you're managing an entire department. Then they'll hire a lone wolf. But usually they need you to integrate with the team. So talking about all of the team-based activities where you've worked not only with your team but with other teams really well, and talking about the very specific milestones that you've achieved in your previous roles, and the things you're most proud of, the things that gave you the greatest sense of personal satisfaction are always important. And then always remember that you have to have a vision for where you're going. They don't want to hire someone who's just there for the paycheck. They want to hire someone who's going to grow with the company. So they're going to ask you something like, well, where do you see yourself in 5 years, or a variant of those questions. And you got to have an answer for that. You have to be able to say, this is my career. This is the path that I've chosen. I see my career growing like this, and I plan to do these specific things along my career path. Like, I may want to start as a manager, but then I really want to own more of the product development side of things, and I'm really interested in understanding email marketing a little bit better. That might be where I've been weak in the past, and so I've been diving into MailChimp, and just talk about the specifics and be excited and energetic. This is your passion. Those are the kind of people that they like hiring. Cigar Ox, providing us with some random thoughts, says, it would be nice if somebody here on Earth would make a powder, stir it with Scotch, an instant alcohol-laced biscuit would appear. This is, of course, a reference to the Star Wars movie. I saw that and I thought, wow, that looks tasty. An alcohol-based biscuit would be even better. Greg Hartung says Disney and Star Wars did deem some of the novels non-canon, one of which included Chewie being crushed by a moon, to pave the way for the new movies. Okay, so there were some things in the Star Wars novels that are no longer part of the actual Star Wars universe canon. Okay, that makes sense. Zalthrion says that Doctor Strange is the take of a mage on the Marvel Universe. It's an amazing character. Oh, I see. So in the Marvel Universe, Doctor Strange is the closest thing we get to seeing a mage or a wizard in real life, right? Interesting. I'm looking forward to hearing more about it. Yeah, I like Cumberbatch. I'm most familiar with him for his role in Sherlock. I've watched all of the Sherlock episodes on Netflix, and I've enjoyed the series. Although, the frustrating thing about the Sherlock series is that I've read all of the Sherlock Holmes books, mostly on flight. So what I'll do is I'll bring a big, thick Sherlock Holmes anthology, and I'll read it on a flight. And so, due to all the flying I've done, I've managed to get through almost all of the Sherlock Holmes books. And after reading those books, watching an episode of Sherlock is a little weird. Like, they botched up the Hounds of the Baskervilles storyline, which, of course, they were taking creative freedom, and they wanted to make it modern and new. And I understand it's a completely new take on the whole Sherlock Holmes IP. So, yeah, that's fine. It's interesting in its own right, but there are so many facets to the Sherlock Holmes novels that are just so cool that you miss in this sort of modern retake on Sherlock. That said, I still really enjoyed it, and it's very British. The Sherlock show is very British, just the way they construct a story, which I enjoy. So, that's what I'm most familiar with him for. I know that he was in the Hobbit movies, but I haven't finished the Hobbit movies, so I can't really talk about his role there. What else has he done that I'm familiar with? I forget. I'm having a hard time with the smoke rings today, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got my window open and it's blowing air in here, and I've got my garage door open and it's blowing air in here. X Middle-earth says, I like that the Sherlock movies had a bit of steampunk to them. And Robin says, steampunk Sherlock? Awesome. Yeah, I mean, I see what you're saying when you say that it's got a bit of steampunk to it. But, Robin, if you haven't seen the British Sherlock movies, they're not real steampunk, like, as we would understand it. the thing about the recent incarnation of the Sherlock movies is they try really hard to appeal to a millennial audience. So there's a lot of cell phones, a lot of texting, a lot of cloud-based technology, and stuff like that. There isn't a lot of real steampunk technology, but Sherlock Holmes does have his official hat, the one that he's most famous for. And I do like the way that they sort of weave that into the storyline, how it was a prop hat, and he puts it on to hide from the paparazzi. I thought that was a clever way of going about it. The Bancy Fadger says, Oxhorn, what's the largest cigar you've ever had a chance to smoke? I forget the name of it, and I forget exactly how large it was, but I believe it was a gift from Cigar Ox, and that was the largest one I ever smoked. It was like a 90-gauge cigar. It was just this monster of a cigar. I think, if I remember correctly, it took like 2 hours or so to smoke it, and we smoked it during one of the anniversary episodes. It was either last year or the year before, and I had two, and my brother was with me, and we both smoked it. So that was nice. It was a fun cigar. I always enjoy smoking large gauge cigars just because of the novelty. Greg Hartung says it was a dynamite stick. Yes, indeed it was. Imagine Justin says, wasn't your favorite kind of cigars called the Egg Maduros? Yeah, they're novelty cigars. I won't say that it's my favorite in terms of just a pleasant smoke, but I do like the flavor. The Egg Maduros kind of taste like biscuit dough, and I know it sounds weird, but they've got this interesting flavor to them that is actually really pleasant. It works for the cigar. And the problem with the Egg Maduros is since the bulk of the cigar is in this egg shape, in the middle of it, that when you get halfway through, it starts smoking really slowly, and if you don't ash your cigar, it can taste a little bitter. And you don't want to ash the cigar because it's an Egg Maduro, and it looks really cool when the ash sort of takes on this egg shape. So they're a little tricky to smoke, but they are a lot of fun. Zalthran says, don't forget to check if Hearthstone is ready to go. It is! It's ready to go. Alright, I haven't played Hearthstone in months. Let's try this and see what happens. I haven't played Hearthstone since I installed my new video card and my new monitor setup. So hopefully it won't freeze or something. Come on, Blizzard. Looks like it's working. Hey, look at that.
There you are! Back from your adventures?
Okay. So, we could do a tavern brawl, we could do challenges, and looks like we're doing a challenge. Here we go, Fancy Badger right off the bat.
Thrall versus Gul'dan.
All right, Fancy Badger, let's do
Shall be
this.
mine
It's been quite
for
some time.
Doomhammer.
But don't pull any punches. I'm just as deadly with this game as ever I was. Jonith says, hey Oxhorn, have you updated your rig specs on the Twitch page yet? No, thanks for reminding me.
I greet you.
I have not.
Greetings, friend.
Alright, let's see here.
Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here. Giddy up! Job done.
I forget how pretty this game is.
What you want?
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Huzzah!
Job's done. I see.
Someone is quite the tough customer.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power! Job done.
Who knows what secrets will uncover?
Uh-oh. Oh no.
I am freed from the curse.
Did you bring some fish?
Zalthrion says, Oxhorn, remember to go for the high value.
Or selling.
The high value? Oh, I see.
Ready for action! Why do you call?
Making it tricky.
Take this blade.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
Yes. Chin chin, chin chin.
I have no time for games.
No!
Take this blade.
Suffer my wrath!
Take this blade.
Sever my wrath!
What? That doesn't... Oh, when it takes damage. Man. Look how well this ash is burning, though, ladies and gentlemen. To change topics. Don't pay attention to my left flank. I know, it was the wrong kind of egg. What?
I am eternal! Your soul shall suffer! Your mother was a
Yeah, I know, I messed up my eggs. No! Pain in the face!
I come. Why do you call? Job done.
Yeah, try that. Trevor Green says, Ox, pull a hard tongue! Oh! Devastating! Well, nicely done there, Fancy Badger. Well played, well played. Let us try again. Zalthran says the trick to winning against Badger
versus
is to defeat him before he gets
The
to turn
victory
9.
is yours.
Otherwise, Mal'Ganis... What? What? Zalthrion? He pulled a hard tongue because he had the wrong deck. Which is worse than pulling a hard tongue. Because you should be able to face me, a man who hasn't played this game in 2 months, with any deck, right? But now, instead of facing me with his bad deck, he pulls a hard tongue. Okay, alright.
Thrall versus Valera.
Watch your back.
For Doomhammer.
Alright, let's see. Zalthran says, well, it was a prototype deck. Okay. Alright. No judging, no judging.
The pleasure is mine.
Greetings, friend. Don't worry, loves. The cavalry's here. Giddy up!
You face Jaraxxus, says the Fancy Badger. Indeed, indeed. All for 17 says, running away from a card game match? Heresy! Galthrion says, it's the only time all of you will ever see me succeed. Trust me. I do trust you. The trust is with you. The trust is there. This is the trust.
What you want?
Giddy up!
Do your thing, matey! Uh-oh. No! Fan of knives. I am not a fan of knives, no. Vilken.
Your magic shall not save
Southron says this is a gimmicky deck. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you actually get a chance to play it. We've got so many people trying to challenge me. But we'll try again. We'll try again.
So many options.
Give me a quest.
Trevor Green says, Zalthron, destroy Ox. Make him kneel. Oh, dear. Zalthrin says the only person who knows what this deck is Badger. He's the only one I've ever used it against, and it almost got him, I believe.
This is our time, scrub.
Yeah, beat it.
Oh, man. Wow, quite the tough customer.
You cannot stop the Cloudbeard!
Oh man, you're giving me too much good stuff.
So many options.
Oh, it's one of those decks, is it? Okay. One of those decks.
Witness the power of raw water! My hand is too full.
Whoops. Oh! This is nauseating. Zalbrion.
The pleasure is mine.
My hand is too full.
There is a reason for that.
Thank you.
Oh man. Oh man. Man. Oh man. Man.
Job's done. My hand is too full.
The pleasure is mine.
Oh, I'm sure you're just
Brotherhood shall prevail.
giddy in your boots over there.
My hand is too full.
Jonathan says, I've got to get to work in 7 hours. Good night, Oxhorn. Stay classy. Good night, good sir. Stay classy yourself. Knowing Zalthrion, he'll just play things for a little bit. He'll just play. He'll toy with me until he's ready to kill me.
Hand is too full.
Yes.
Minions, servants, soldiers of the cold dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
My hand is too full.
There you go, a taste of your own medicine, huh? Devilish! Devilish, sir!
Did you bring some fish?
Aha!
My hand is too. The
Malachad!
pleasure is mine.
I'm almost out of cards.
Yes, almost.
I'm out of cards.
I
Well
know I'm
played.
out of cards! God, I died to fatigue! Well done, Zalthrion. Well done. I'm so happy for you. Zalthrion says, good game. First time that ever worked. Great! Thanks! Glad I could be the first time that ever worked for you. Can't you see I'm giddy?
Thrall versus Thrall!
For Doomhammer! For the Frost Wolves!
Greg Hartline says, fear not, my deck is not as bad as Zalthrion's. He is the worst. I know. Yeah, I'll just take what you give me. I'll take what you give me, Blizzard.
Job's done.
X Middle Earth says, you're so gracious, Oxhorn lol. I know, I try. Well, it's my goal to be a role model for the youngsters, you know. Graciousness is my middle name. It's Oxhorn Graciousness brand movies.
Job's done. Job's done.
Alright, this is the last game of the night, folks. I gotta head on out here after this.
I am freed from the curse.
Job's done. Need you to master.
Take this blade.
Job's done.
Well done.
See if this works. Take this blade.
Job's done.
Southern says, I also accidentally killed you. My plan was to fight through my way into lethal, but fatigue did it. This I can understand. Oh man.
Elements guide me.
Take this blade.
There is little time. Feed you to master. What to do?
My shield for Argus!
Elements guide me.
Interesting strategy.
I dream and the world trembles.
Into the breach!
Oh man.
By the power of Magnum!
Trouble?
I have the power!
Tricky, tricky.
Get in there and fight, maggot!
What you want?
Did you bring some fish?
Die! Job's done.
Well done. Shoot. Ouch.
Gotcha!
Job's done.
Nancy Badger says I sent you a smoke ship over Skype. Oxford. Cool, I did see that. Thank you much. He says, oh, bother. Whoops.
Have a drink! Job's done.
Nicely played.
Your magic shall not save.
Job's done.
This should prove interesting. Oh, well done.
I am ready!
Well done.
Let's get moving.
Job's done.
You smell like a leopard! Stampede!
Robin says, what's the scotch tonight, Ox? I'm drinking some Glenmorangie. Highland single malt scotch. And it is delicious. This is a tricky bit. I'm so sorry.
Get in there and fight, maggot! You win.
Ah! Oh, and he pulled the heart on. Ah! Ah, man. Ah, Greg, you. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneak that in. Oh, Greg. Oh, man. Oh, I thought I was gonna sneak it in. Oh, you jerk. All right. Alright, I'm done. Okay. It's time for smoke ships, ladies and gentlemen. I should have known better. Okay, first up. Get your smoke ships in, ladies and gentlemen. It is that time of the show. Oh. Windows is trying to shut off my machine. All right, what? Greg, he says, I let him have that win after his crushing defeat with Zal? Seriously? I was about to destroy you! You are not going to turn this around into some magnanimous gift. Oh, I pulled a hard tongue because I was really trying to give you a win. Sure, Greg. They all saw my cards, so you were done. First up is the Fancy Badger says, an army of Scotch and Smoke Rings viewers proudly sailing aboard a fleet of fan-crafted smoke ships. When the heroes arrived at their destination, they were met with a base camp of Burning Legion stationed on a new coastline. It had turned out that Zalthrion, Greg Hartung, and the Fancy Badger excuse me, were attempting to bring about the destruction of Azeroth, Zalthrion having revealed his true colors after playing the most evil Hearthstone deck known to man. Cigarox and Shoot drove in on a delivery truck offering them 3 cigars wrapped in anti-demon bacon. Because if anything can repel demons, it's bacon. Which broke the curse and made everyone classy once more. The fans unite once again to combat the demons, except for Greg Hartung, who had already made away with the Ashbringer. As he would. Nicely done, Fancy Badger. Anything else? Any other smoke ships before we move on? Alright, ladies and germs. We shall go ahead. Oh, wait, nope. Here's Madman Max, who says, Oxhorn, Staghorn, Lacey, and Mortus, riding a ship made from steak and bacon sandwiches, across the Sea of Scotch, trying to catch pork chop salmon. That's right. The best way to redeem seafood is to turn them into pork chop salmon. I hate seafood. A Sea of Scotch trying to catch pork chop salmon, with the sun slowly dropping from the sky to bring the sky into a beautiful orange glow. Alright. Well, excellent smoke ships all around. We're going to go with the Fancy Badger. Nicely done, everybody. Alright, pay close attention. This box-pressed cigar is almost out of itself, but there is still some power yet unlocked within its burning leaves. Let us see what we can produce. Whoa! I hope you didn't blink, because if you did, you would have missed it. But before your eyes, for the briefest of moments, was the following scene. An army of Scotch and Smoke Rings viewers proudly sailing aboard a fleet of fan-crafted smoke ships. When the heroes arrived at their destination, they were met with the base camp of Burning Legion, stationed on a new coastline. It had turned out that Zalthrion, Greg Hartung, and the Fancy Badger were attempting to bring about the destruction of Azeroth, Zalthrion having revealed his true colors after playing the most evil of Hearthstone decks known to man. Cigarox and Shoot drove in on a delivery truck offering them 3 cigars wrapped in anti-demon bacon, which broke the curse and made everyone classy once more. The fans united once again to combat the demons together as a team. Except for Greg Hartung, who had already made way with the Ashbringer. All right, nicely done, everybody. Excellent show, excellent participation. We had a blast, and we got some Hearthstone in for the first time in many moons. Many moons. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for coming. You guys are the fuel that makes this show go. Whether it's providing cigars or just showing up with your pretty faces, enjoying the show, and speaking in the chat. So thanks so much. Stay tuned on YouTube. We will have this up as soon as possible. And you guys have a pleasant evening. And as always, we say here on Scotch and Smoke Rings, be sure that each and every one of you stays classy.